The Farwell Center was one of the first LGBTQ community centers in the nation. It was one of the many firsts brought about by the Gay People's Union, or GPU. In the 1970s and 80s, Milwaukee was at the forefront of LGBTQ equality, thanks to the unassuming leadership of Eldon Murray and Alan Hess. The role of the leader is to quietly work behind the scenes, Alan said, to facilitate things, recognize what people can do, and get them coordinated in such a way that they can do it. Then, when it's all done, the people will say, "Look what we have done." And indeed, they did do it. Alan moved to Milwaukee in 1970, the same year the Gay Liberation Organization was founded at UWM. Though a campus-based organization, it was open to all LGBTQ Milwaukeeans. And when students disappeared during the summer, community members, like 30-year-old Alan, continued the work of gay liberation. The organization soon renamed itself Gay People's Union, and meetings moved to the East Side Community Center at 918 East Knapp Street, home of First Baptist Church. For several years, the Baptists worshiped on Sunday and GPU met on Monday until the building was destroyed by fire. GPU moved into the Farwell Center during the summer of 1975. The former residential apartment had meeting spaces for up to 50 people, with smaller rooms for committees and counseling. For the next 5 years, the Farwell Center offered a vast array of services, but the community's greatest needs were met by GPU's VD clinic and crisis hotline, both started by Alan. The Farwell Center was bursting at the seams when the building was unexpectedly put up for sale. Tragically, vacating the Farwell Center marked the beginning of the end for GPU. The gay liberators of the 1970s would soon find themselves caretakers and victims of the AIDS crisis. Alan Hess had rented an upstairs apartment in the Farwell Center. He paid his bills first as a landscape architect and later as a librarian with Milwaukee Public Library, but he lived for the Milwaukee LGBTQ community. Alan did much of the day-to-day work of GPU and often served as its public face. He organized LGBTQ Milwaukeeans into a voting bloc and lobbied legislators to pass Wisconsin's gay rights law, the first in the nation. In later years, Alan not only founded the Milwaukee chapter of Black and White Men Together, but also served on the organization's national board. But perhaps his greatest contribution to the community was the personal attention he gave to everyone who needed it. When Alan succumbed to AIDS in 1989, it was a tremendous loss felt by the city, the movement, and countless individuals. Several hundred mourners attended his funeral, including police, politicians, judges, and even civil rights luminaries Vel Phillips and Lloyd Barbie. The honors and tributes that poured in after Alan's death, not only from the gay and lesbian community, but from the greater community, Eldon Murray wrote, proves that Milwaukee is a compassionate and caring community for all of its citizens, whose quality of life is second to none.